Alright, what's up guys? NinjaDeathStrike here, bringing you another Pokemon TCGO match. This is going to be a doubleheader. I actually have lots of double battles this week, mostly because the decks I'm using don't do so well in long matches, so this is another new deck. You know, we're kind of just outside of a new set, so I think everyone's pretty bored seeing the same old matchups. I'm trying to come up with some random new decks, and this is one I was pretty excited to try and play. It's a Salamence deck. As you probably saw from my opening hand there, I also run Garchomp, mostly just because trying to get out of Stage 2 is a nightmare. And the Gabite with Dragon Call is just so good. It seemed like really the only option to reliably get Salamence out and have attackers too. It works decently, not so much against real decks, but it can if it gets off to a fast start. Like I said, I have two videos. The first one is it absolutely not doing that and being antagonizingly slow, and then the second one is just a little bonus of what it can actually do when it takes off. So as we get into the match here, I'm going to go first. I'm not going to get a whole lot done on my turn. I get some Gabites out. I actually attach to that Bagon, and then I just get Catchered out, so that was kind of a waste. But it shouldn't be too big of a deal. My opponent leads Tornadus, so I was a little worried that this is going to be like a legit deck. But then he benches Dratini, so I don't have to worry. Looks like it's going to be a Dragon Showdown, which is pretty cool with me. I go for my second N, and do hit a Gabite, which is great. Because once you get the first one down, the deck really starts to take off. I don't get a rare candy, though, which is a little too bad. If I had gotten a rare candy, I could have got a Garchomp this turn, which would have been great. But at least I can get a Gabite down and then just get all of my other Gabites down and get the ball rolling. So I evolve the second one, opt to go ahead and evolve it instead of going for Sand Attack. And then I make a pretty big mistake here. I grab my third Gabite, forgetting that I just benched that Gibble, so I can't actually play it. I should have gotten Shelgon there. It would have been better just to have a card that I could have evolved, protected the Bagon I had out from getting Catcher killed. But not too big a deal. He's probably going to want to take a Gabite out if he can, and he does have a DCE, which means I am going to lose one of my Gabites this turn. He just opts to go for the one with the energy on it, obviously. I don't know why you would waste a catcher to take the others down. But, yeah, it sets me back a little bit. I am going to get a Garchomp out this turn, so that'll be good. And I can also then use the second Dragon Call to get a Shelgon, since I don't have Rare Candy again. I probably could have gone for the N first. Probably could have and should have gone for the N, because then if I get a Rare Candy, I can just get the Salamence right away. And look at that, I do. So definitely a small mistake. It's going to cost me a Salamence. And I actually could have made him discard a card. For those of you who don't know what Salamence does, because no one plays it, it has an ability called Something Wind that as long as it's in play, every turn you can make your opponent discard cards from their hand until they only have 4. Which is pretty cool. It's actually not that good in this format just because hand sizes don't generally get that big at the end of the turn. You know, even if they play Juniper, normally there's multiple items to play down. But it's a fun card, and I wanted to make a deck out of it. So the idea is to use Dragon Call to get Salamence, and then I also have Hooligans in this deck, so you use Salamence's ability to take them down to 4, and then use Hooligans to take them down to 1, and just disrupt their hand to the point where they can't do anything. So on my opponent's side of the field, he plays down a Fliptini, and he's slowly but surely building up energy on that Dragonite. And I feel okay. Dragonite takes 4 energy to attack to be able to KO me. It could do Hyper Beam, which only takes 3, but it won't KO a Garchomp. So I'm not too worried about it, but I would definitely like to be able to kill it if I can before it takes down one of my Garchomps. So I get the Rare Candy here, and since I didn't use it on Salamence last turn, I just go ahead and use it to evolve into Garchomp this turn. And I actually only have one Dragon Call going right now because I had to evolve my other Gabite into Garchomp to actually attack. So Salamence is going to have to wait another turn, but it wasn't a priority anymore because he only had 4 cards in his hand. So playing it down last turn wouldn't actually have done me any good. I figured it was better to get the Garchomp instead, especially since Dragonite gets a DCE, and now he's going to be able to go for Hurricane Tail, try and take me out. I have tried to build a Dragonite deck, but I can't get one that works. They're all terrible. It's a stage 2 that takes 4 energy to attack. There's just no way I can get it going. I tried it with Electric too, and there's just too much stuff in the deck, so I really don't know. I know I've gotten some requests for it, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to get a decent video with it. I took a few, but I just lost pretty much every match. Even against Basic Yellow, they still took like 4 prizes on me, which is terrible. So probably won't be seeing that deck. But luckily this one kind of works, so that's good enough for me. He does take out my Garchomp here, but since I got that Super Rod, I have enough to get another one out. And I get an N off of my random receiver, which is fantastic. Probably the best card I could have, best supporter I could have drawn there. And now I'm going to grab my Salamence just so I have it. Maybe I might actually get Gibble. I think I do. I take Gibble instead because, again, Salamence is not going to do me any good right now. I would rather be able to get another Garchomp up, and I need to keep a Gabite just so that I can keep using Dragon Call, so I can't evolve the one. So I get Gibble instead, and then that way I can evolve that one into Gabite next turn and then get a Garchomp down. So we should be good to go. But here, I'm going to go for the Dragon Blade, and we see why Dragonite's so terrible. When it dies, you lose 4 energy, and now he doesn't have any. So he's kind of stuck. Yep. He can't really attack. If he attaches DCE, I'm just going to get rid of it. He's already got 2 in the discard pile as well. And Dragonite takes 3 energy to attack. It doesn't even look like he plays Lightning Energy, so he's just not going to do anything for like the next 4 turns, and he concedes. So that's going to be the first game. And now we have the bonus game. I threw this one in here because we actually get to see Salamence do some work. It's actually really pretty funny. This deck gets more concedes than any other deck I've used in this format, just from rage quits, pretty much. And we'll see why with this match. This is basically as good as the deck can do. It goes off perfectly. I get to go first. Going to go ahead and Sharon, grab some cards, actually hit a second Gabite, which is fantastic. It means I can, and I get a second Gibble, and I get a Gabite, which is fantastic. It means I can use the level ball to go ahead and grab a Bagon now. Since I have the Gabite in hand, I don't need to save it for next turn. So I play Bagon down 2, and then go for the Sand Attack. Looks like he's playing a Dark deck. That's Darkrai Zorua, but we also see he's going to cheat and use Engineer's Adjustments, play an out-of-format card, clearly on a deck that is in format otherwise. So screw you, buddy. But yeah, he gets his just desserts. So it's not too bad. But he gets a Scraggy, which, okay. And then goes for the Ascension to get into Zoroark. I am going to go ahead and evolve my Gabite, and then I have a choice. I can go for Garchomp, or I can just get a Gabite, and I decide to go ahead and get Gabite this turn, and actually go for the Salamence, because I can. I have those hooligans in my hand, so I can Rare Candy into Salamence and force him to go down to 4, and then if I get a heads on hooligans, it's going to completely destroy him. And it should actually protect my Gabite from getting knocked out, because it'll make it pretty hard for him to hit for 80 next turn. So evolve into Salamence, go for the Poke Power. That's going to make him discard 2 cards, which I'm sure he's not happy about. He takes his time thinking about what he wants to get rid of. Think he ends up discarding a couple of Enhanced Hammers. I'm not sure, but Yeah, Salamence, I think a lot of people just don't know what it does, because every time it comes down and you use the power, it takes them forever to decide. And half of them just like timeout out of rage, I'm assuming, but works perfectly. Salamence down to 4, Hooligans down to 1. Get rid of all that stuff, leave him at a 1-card hand, and yeah, I think it was worth putting Garchomp off a turn just for that. So he has 2 cards now, doesn't have a supporter. He does hit the energy, so he's going to be able to hit me for 60, but like I was gambling, he's not able to get another basic down. So now I'm going to be able to attack too. I just go ahead and grab a Garchomp, and I'll probably get a Gibble, yep. So I can actually take a KO on this Zoroark because I had the blend energy, and I figure, hey, may as well go for Hooligans again, hit heads again, discard his entire hand, which is a dark energy, and he quits. So those are going to be the games. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing a goofy gimmick deck. I had fun playing it, so thumbs up if you liked the video, leave me a comment about it, and check out the links in the description. I will have more videos coming your way shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.